like, you get an abortion. You want to have Dr. Oz tell you what, or you wanted to have a doctor tell you what to do? And he was just like, fuck.
Yeah, he was.
Forgot Dr. Oz was a fucking doctor.
Although I will say he didn't show any signs of like, fuck, I fucked that up.
I saw a couple.
Oh, really?
I watched some where he went like,
oh, really?
fuck.
I thought he was just like,
Oh, no. There's a couple
in,
times
brother.
he would go, how sick it would be to have a son and name him Doctor as his first name.
That's nice.
Just Doctor, first name.
Sir.
It's like, I am Doctor. It's like, sick.
That is nice.
That'd be tight. I might do that.
Doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a Dr.
If I have a son, I'm naming him Jesus Socrates Dr. McCusker.
The Phillies have a Jesus Socrates Dr. McCusker. I mean, this is good.
I'm going to homeschool him for like fucking
teach him the ways.
34 years.
Just get high as shit. Just blow smoke in his face. Be like, do you see that? Do you see the fucking elves? Yeah, the Phillies have a pitcher named Sir Anthony Dominguez.
What?
He's not a knight. Sir Anthony.
How the fuck do they do that?
They spelled it S-E-R. Sir Anthony Dominguez. He deals. He's nice.
So his name is Sir.
His name is Sir Anthony.
Call me Sir. He can say, guys, call me Sir.
Me amo, sir. Sí.
Damn, they built the Ustedes into him.
Yeah, you better show respect. Ustedes. Yes. Fuck, I forgot I was wearing purple socks. Everyone's going to make fun of me.
Why? What the hell's wrong with
Because I
that?
bought a pack of Adidas socks. I didn't know they were all different colors.
It's time to mix it up.
Purple socks.
Nah, it's time to mix it up, dude. I'm going gray and black. It's
I
true.
don't want people to see me.
Shut the lights out, dude.
Sometimes I just don't want to be seen.
I heard that. Do Latin Mass. Just do full fucking... And another thing about John Fetter person.
Yeah. What are you looking at?
Checking the shot.
The shot's great.
Yo, I'm sorry for taking a PA at you outside.
I
couldn't resist,
You
dude.
dissed my whip.
Bro,
I don't know if I'm
it
ready
was
to
the right
forgive
thing
you.
to
Your
do.
whip stinks, bro.
Have you ever
You guys know I
done
got a fat
valet?
whip. No.
See, I've driven valet before, so I see a valet brother. It's like, yeah, I'm just thinking,
Yeah.
I'm reminiscing, be like, this fuking piece. Let's park this
You
piece
see
of
a
junk in the
dog
fucking
shop.
bag,
You
dude.
see a piece of junk like that pull up, you go,
Yeah.
bro, your property value's dropping. This is the Sofitel, dude.
Hopefully, the
This is
garage you're parking has a basement for this piece of
Yeah.
crap, dude.
No, my whip is fat.
Why do you drive that sack of shit?
I have a choice.
Do you ever feel like a dumbass when you're driving that piece of shit?
Not until right now.
Smoking cigarettes like a little punk? He threw a cigarette out the window when he pulled up in that sack of shit.
Did he really? Oh, he was
dropped it
literally
out.
on the ground?
Right on the ground.
Yeah,
Noah
sorry.
was none too pleased. Noah's Native American side started crying. Single tear came out of Noah's high face.
It was upsetting to see.
So Noah was standing on the corner when I walked around. I was on the phone with William, and I turned and I saw Noah like, and I was like, God damn, Noah's high as shit. He's like, I'm not high as shit. No, I'm not. I was like, are you high right now? I was like, a little.
And Gardini pulled up
And then
like a
Gardini
blasting
pulled
white
up.
snake,
Yep.
flicked the cig out.
Flicked the cig, said,
What's up, ladies?
He goes,
It's Gardini.
Hey.
Gardini's so high test
hey,
off
what's
the
up?
camera.
What's up,
You
guys?
don't know that. Off the camera, Gardini pulls up. He's like, what's up, ladies?
Yeah.
Punches us all. We're like, dude, Gardini, what the fuck, man?
Girls ready to do a podcast? Yeah, Guard Dog's a little fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, man. I truly, I've been getting, I've been starting to get very shaken up at the state of things. It's like,
First of all, the squad, the wheels are off. The speed wobbles are fully, everyone, they're dropping like flies, dude.
yeah.
What is happening to the squad?
We're being,
I mean, we're getting old.
we're getting old. We're also being filtered through, I've decided, an absolutely poisonous just environment in terms of like politically, socially.
Yeah.
We're fucked, dude. We're so fucked. Cause dude, it's like you can, even if you can be like, I don't care about politics, I don't care about this stuff. They've captured so many dudes at like the base of their skull in the worst way. Where like if like he gets raided, there's probably 2 million dudes being like shutting their fucking phones down and be like, mother pussies, and then they go out and fuck with people. We can't escape it.
We're fucked.
They have on both sides. They have dudes completely compromised into just being like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, the sides have been fully comped, dude.
And that's pushing out against everyone. And you're trying to have like a normal day, and you counter.
Yeah.
It couldn't even just be that, but it's like, dude, we're fucking fried. I got pissed. I saw something the other day that like I don't even remember what it was. I saw a lady drop it in a mail-in boat. I got pissed. I was like, fucking mail-in bad. I didn't even know I was mad. I didn't even know I was mad. I was like, those things are a fucking piece of shit. I got pissed off.
You knew where that boat was headed, bro.
True.
You got a little annoyed.
It's just permeated. I think it's really permeated because it's all like 10 degrees of separation where it's like that's closer to that motherfucker who fucking hates me and they're all on the same fucking team
You know
and they're
what's
in fucking
nice?
cahoots against me.
You know what was nice to see was James. James is still in my apartment, by the way. The Australian.
What?
He's just moved in.
I thought he had to go.
No, he's just there. There's 2 squatters in our apartment, dude. There's a squatter. There's too many squatters. The squad's fully compromised.
True.
It's
That's
insane.
kind of the ultimate Australian move, though.
Just move in, just be like,
Take it over.
You've done right by me, mate. Thank you.
It'll take it over.
But he had
They're big
no,
land hogs, dude.
They are land hogs.
They're big land
He
hogs.
thought he'd treat me like a fucking abo.
You were there first, right? You
Yeah,
should've seen it.
I can say abo for the pod. Shut the fuck up, dude. Sorry, I lashed out. Yep, delete the abos.
It's bleep it.
Abos. But he fucking he got a taste of American commercials. He's like, yeah, there's a black guy in this. What is this?
Really?
Every single commercial is like, oh, another black guy. I was like, yeah, brother.
He didn't know.
This is it.
They
This is
don't-
the. Yeah, they don't do that
I guess
as
not,
much.
Yeah, it's
He's like,
fucked
what's
up.
this? An Asian woman driving a pickup truck in the city? Oh yes, that makes sense. I was like, dude, get ready. Anything we have, it's headed your way, Australia. Give it
Yeah,
5
true.
more years.
True. Yeah, man. Well, that's nice.
But
he's on.
yes,
There's this really amazing thing that happens when you invite people in and you share a table and we share food together and you exchange ideas and thoughts and just joy.
Vistaprint prints everything to get your brand in front of your fans, like t-shirts, water bottles, and totes, so everyone can gift it, work in it, and take it. Whether it's one of a kind or one for your whole team, if you need it, we print it with 20% off for new customers at Vistaprint.com.
So what's his plan? I thought he was about to go to California.
actually, I think he left today. No,
Okay.
I'm saying it. I think he left this morning.
That must have been nice to have the Australian
It was
man
nice to have the
kicking
Australian.
about.
Yeah, it was during. Yeah.
True. Having that nice guy.
It's nice having a guy in the house also.
You know what I mean? Sway the power dynamic. I'm fucked right now, dude.
Why?
I'm outnumbered, brother.
Oh, the girls. You're a girl dad.
Brother, you're outnumbered, brother.
Yeah, you're outnumbered. What are you gonna do? You gotta even the odds a little.
I told her I'm adopting like 3 14-year-old boys in 5 years.
Yes. Yes.
Power, complete
race?
power move.
Have you decided
Totally
on a race?
representative. I might hit every category.
Get 3 Arab boys
That would be sick.
and raise them.
That would be sick. I might get like a one Arab, like a Afro Latino.
That's Sir Anthony.
Yeah, that's all right. We get a Sir Anthony.
Dominguez.
And then I don't know. The last one was be wild card. I'll just
Wild card
I'll
one.
spin a thing.
Native. See if you can
That'd
score
be
native.
powerful.
See if you can score native.
I might be.
Those are
able to.
tough.
Yeah, I would assume
They're
that'd
tough
be
to come by.
be
Pardon me
difficult.
for my telephone being on.
It's okay. Yeah, that'll be tough. I don't know. How do you go about that? I mean, can you hit the agency with a racial preference? Like a hard one. Be like, bro, I don't care if it takes 10 years, but like, if you have a Native American child, I'd like first dibs.
I would like, yes.
First dibs.
You could go to Carlisle, go to the Indian school. That's where they used to get them.
Really?
Because down in Carlisle, PA, they used to snatch them. Say, we're
Dude.
gonna teach you guys.
I told you who.
Old Jimmy Thorpe came out of there, fucking running the
Pretty
pigskin,
nasty.
sprinting, jumping.
I told you who was like infamous for this. I mean, it could be urban legend, but apparently Amish people snag kids.
What?
Yeah, Amish people they'll go around like white trash towns and look for like a drunk, fucked up parent, and like they'll just like snag the kid when he's real young. And then
That's gotta be a spooky urban legend.
well, I don't know. Was
The
it
drunk parents tell their kids, be like, look, if I get fucked up again, the Amish might get you.
I've heard that. I've heard like the Amish kidnapping's a real thing, and they do it to kind of throw fresh blood into the pool.
Yeah,
because
because they're fucking each other.
Yeah, they can't help it, bro. They all look so goddamn good.
They
dude.
do look
They all look so goddamn good. with those-
I believe it. If you're out there, fucking, you're in overalls, building a fucking barn every day. How many barns do these fuckers need, dude?
They ship them. They build like modular homes. And
Oh, yeah,
fucking
they
ship
do.
'em. Yeah, these
Holy
guys
shit.
get paid, dude.
They do.
And then some of them go Rumspringer, like grow fields of weed. It's like those dudes are wild.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said it before.
Wait, you met them, right? When we were at Notre Dame, were you there that year they were on Rumspringer?
No, I didn't see that.
1 year, 2 years in a row, I was tailgating with Amish on Rumspringer.
What?
Yes.
What were they up to?
Fucking getting obliterated. Shotgunning, bonging beers.
What?
Full Rumspringer. That's when we discovered, we were like, how long do you guys do this? Like, as long as we want. You can go on Rumspringa. We're on Rumspringa. The squad's been on Rumspringa.
think so,
The squad's since college has been fully Rumspringa, and now Rumspringa is getting a little dark.
It's my dad's biggest thing. He always
time to go
goes,
home.
that guy never came back from senior week. That's his big indictment on people.
Fuck.
He never came back from senior week.
It is still. It's beach week 2806, 2006 beach week. That's so long. It was funny talking to the Australian boy. He's like, "You've got a good crew here. Other than the binge drinking, you do binge drink quite a bit, but you seem to have it under control." I was like, "Thank you, bro." He's like, "Now the rest of the fellas, that seems like a bit of a problem." I was like, "It's starting to be, dude." The Okan man had a day yesterday.
Really?
Oh, I beat his ass, dude.
What happened?
So he wakes up. We're watching the birds, dude. We had a wild one Saturday night. We had a fun one.
Okay.
We played this dice game. So
Where?
Foley and Kevin Ryan came over. Finance was over. We were watching the Phillies.
Yeah.
So then I was like, "Dude, we should play a drinking game. I haven't played one. That's fun." You reminded me. The Vortex got me fired up,
dude.
So I remembered sevens, 11s, doubles. It's a dice game. So you roll the dice. If you get a sevens, 11, or a double, you get to pick someone to chug the cup.
Oh.
As soon as they touch the cup, you start rolling again. And if you get a sevens, 11s, double again, they have to go again. And you get to pick whoever you want the whole time.
So fun.
So we go upstairs, we play it. Everyone, I mean, Okan man passed out after one chug.
What?
He literally went, he had to be carried down the steps.
So this is well into the day, I guess.
This is the end of the night. This is how it ended.
Damn, you busted out the
sat
guillotine
there,
on
we
everybody.
sat there, I mean, and it's so fast.
Yeah.
So literally you all get hammered in 15 minutes. It was really fun. But then in the morning, I'm like,
That
dude,
was Saturday.
That was Saturday night. So yesterday morning, we wake up. I go downstairs to watch the Eagles game. Me, Tommy, and Chris are sitting there. I notice Chris is sipping a whiskey. I said, Jesus Christ, brother. What are you doing? He gets another whiskey. He got 2 whiskeys in the morning. And he was feeling good. It was very funny.
He was hair of the dog.
He needed it. He had a hair of the dog, and he was shit-faced instantly. And I was like, dude, you want to play sevens, 11s, doubles, you and me?
No,
I
dude.
took him up to my room.
What?
And I made him drink 7 beers in like 10 minutes. And he passed out. The rest of the day, he was like,
You put him down.
yeah, made him go to sleep. And he had ordered Taco Bell, and I ate it. And I ate his Taco Bell.
Oh, my God.
It was evil. I might have had a half a beer. He drank 8 beers in, for real, 20 minutes of just, I would roll the dice because he was so hammered it was slow. He was like,
Oh, my. You were just fucking dealing.
I was going as hard as I could. It was very fun. That's the thing.
Have you talked to him since? Did he wake up like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, but he did it. He did it himself.
True.
But yeah, that was fucked up. I mean, I did that to him. I was like, come on, it'll be fun. Let's go play that game. He's like, I'll play that game. That was a fun game. I was like, dude, it'd be fun as hell if we played it right now.
1-on-1. What was Tommy saying?
Tommy, he was hurt. He was hurting from the night before.
Yeah.
The gang kid, I'm telling you. It's senior week's coming to an end.
Yeah. The party's got to
Senior
stop.
week, the party's not stopping.
It has to.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's pretty fun to watch.
people can do it. I'm completely mystified, but I can't do it.
I love watching the
get
Okan
destroyed.
man operate. Seeing him hurt, And then we got this week coming up. It's going to be a tough week.
Yeah, dude.
Me, Bees, Tommy, and O'Connor are going to Indiana for 3 days, doing shows for 3 nights, and then going to the Notre Dame game.
Yeah, that's one more week deeper into the eternal hangover.
All
dude.
the girls are gone. It's just the fellas.
Just
dude.
the
It's just
bros?
senior week. No, I'm saying it's senior week. You know how there's girls down there?
Yeah,
Now it's just 4 dudes
just bros
chugging beers in a room
for the game.
just for the love of the fucking game, bro.
I've been seeing way more jerseys on late. I think a lot of bandwagon folks,
For the Phils?
Phils, Eagles. I've
Yeah.
been seeing like nothing but dudes in jerseys over hoodies now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking around. I'm like, I haven't seen a lot of jerseys around here.
Yeah, where were you guys?
Yeah, a lot of fair weather fans, man. Not like me.
When it comes to the Phils, everybody's a fair weather fan.
Yeah, the
Unfortunately.
only person my
losing a losing baseball team, there's nothing worse.
dude, my pop up on my mom's side was the only person I knew who watched. He watched every game, and he would just be screaming, "You fucking bums!" the whole time. He would sit by himself in a house and scream at the Phillies.
The Phillies
You
were,
fucking bums!
it's been a decade. They sucked dick for 1 decade.
Yeah,
It was tough.
yeah. Fucking Con
It'd be
Candy,
fun
dude.
at the beginning of the year. It'd be like, nice, this is going to be a fun year.
Yeah.
This year was done immediately. The first month they were terrible.
Yeah, didn't
And I
they
was like, all right, this sucks. I'm out.
It was a wild card. Didn't they get
They
lucky?
snuck in, yeah. They picked up. They got hot. They fired
they?
their head coach early.
Nice.
The manager. Yeah.
Like that.
They got rid of him and
Get him the fuck out.
immediately
Get him.
won.
What?
I think they had like an 18-game winning streak.
So isn't baseball? Someone was saying the other day that it's like super, like it's all like been figured out, like almost formulaic now.
Definitely.
What does that mean? I don't know like how does that work?
Like, so you know who's good against right-handed, left-handed pitchers. You know what they're going to do in every single scenario. It's like blackjack.
Yeah.
Where there's like, this is what you do in this situation, no matter what.
Oh, okay.
Like you hit on a fucking 15 or whatever.
It's no longer about like a kid with a big dream who steps up to the plate and points.
That
to the
happens
fucking
now.
outfield.
Now it's starting to change a little. There's guys going. There's teams like the Phillies this year. Were like, we suck at defense. Fuck defense. We're gonna hit home runs.
Okay,
That can be fun.
that's pretty sick.
But no, it is very formulaic. It's much more strategic than you would imagine.
That's what I.
Now that's what we're talking here. This is called.
telling
We're talking the ins and outs of baseball, and neither of us really know what the fuck we're talking about.
Brittany asked me the other day. She was like, "Is there like strategy to baseball?" I'm like, "There's an immense amount of strategy, Brittany." And I was like, "I heard the other
You
day
don't
from."
understand.
I was like,
You
"I heard
wouldn't
the other
get
day
it.
from Shane that there's actually a lot of strategy. I don't know how it works, though.
Yeah.
I have to ask.
It's tough.
That's what it is.
But
You
no,
just-
like Tommy knows baseball pretty well, and he can tell you where the pitch is going to go.
What?
For the most part, yeah. You can tell. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess there's only so many combinations.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm mystified every time. I'm like, oh boy, where's it gonna be?
Where's it going?
Where's the guy? I never know.
It is fun.
Never know.
Playoff baseball is very, very exciting.
Yeah, catching the
It's
end.
been so fun.
Yeah, I hope they do it, man.
But
That'd be
yeah,
fun.
I'm used to regular season. That they've lost. They're like 40 and 60. They got
Yeah.
a series in fucking Miami in front of 10 people.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's dog shit.
It's hot. They're all
4
those
hours.
guys are
Shit
glaring in the
stinks.
outfield.
This fly is really causing
Yeah,
me
we'll get
problems.
it. We'll get it. We'll get it.
Somebody's gonna get this fly. Noah,
You need to sneak up on that.
sneak up on the fly.
See if you can hunt that. It's right there. Get that boy.
This is big for podcasting.
Oh, you got it! You got it.
Oh man, I knew
saw
I'd
him. He
get it.
tried to fly away, but
I get it. I knew I would get
you
it.
didn't know what the
A lot
fuck.
of people don't know that's how you kill a fly. You go
You slow creep. Yeah, that was, dude, because he
He'll be
looked like.
back. He'll be back. That was a stun.
Nah,
Stunned.
he went back down.
I'll put an end to him.
He's kind of blended into this dark fluid.
I think he's gone.
I saw him, dude. He went.
He's like Michael Myers.
He rose from out from under your hand, but then fell back down.
Speaking of Michael Myers, it's spooky time. It's Halloween season.
Dude,
What's going on? You got a trick or treat tonight?
bro, they got trick or treating. I told you about my Big Mac pumpkin.
Yes.
This thing's the talk of the town.
It's still going.
It's still the talk of the
That
town.
thing's gonna be a motherfucker to get rid of.
I'm gonna hack it up. I'm gonna hack it up on trash day and put it in a bag. I'm putting like 2 bags. Dude, you know how big the pumpkin is?
Do you have any photos of it?
I don't think so, but dude, honestly, it weighs probably like 112 pounds. It weighs as much as a keg.
Nice.
When I left Whole Foods, the guys where I got it from, the dude was like, I haven't seen anyone carry these. And I was just like,
I'm gonna carry this like an
Fuck, dude.
Atlas stone
Oh,
out to my
literally,
fucking
dude.
car. Just
literally put it back.
That's
2
exciting.
kids have tried fucking with it multiple times.
it's too big.
Dude, they can't lift it, so now they try to roll it off of my thing. Dude, I caught kids fucking with it the other day, and I spazzed.
What'd you scream?
So get the fuck away from my house. I was mean. I was a little bit mean. I came out because I was standing there. I saw a bunch of kids walk by. And I'm like, because my pumpkin got rolled already. So I'm sitting there, my antenna's up. I'm going, you motherfuckers better not touch my
So
Big
you're
Mac
sitting
pumpkin."
in your house.
I'm chilling, dude. My
And
kitchen
one of the
table's.
things in your mind is, that pumpkin's in danger.
Shane's a Big Mac pumpkin, dude.
I know what I mean, but I'm
Google it.
saying,
Google this thing.
I love thinking of you in your house.
Oh, yeah.
You got shit. There's kids,
Yes.
there's wives, people are fighting you.
Dude, I was holding.
Kids are screaming, but it's still in the back of your
I'm
mind. You
holding
have
Chloe.
the wherewithal
Yes.
to be like, I know that Big Mac pumpkin's a target.
Yeah, I was in a
I gotta
bad.
fucking secure the pad.
I was in a bad mood. All I remember I'm in a bad mood. I'm holding my fucking baby. I'm sitting there. I'm like this. And all of a sudden, I just hear chatter walk by, and I go. Last time I came back, my Big Mac pumpkin got rolled to the bottom of the street. I wasn't too happy, or rolled off my sidewalk. So I'm like.
But it's too sturdy.
And
though.
someone stole my sign, my boo sign. I had a ghost that said boo, and someone stole that. That Brittany took that pretty hard.
I mean, this is trick or treat though.
This is.
You're
Dude.
getting pranked by the local kids.
I am. So I'm sitting there, and I hear the kids walk by, and I literally instinct. I go, hold up, they're gonna fuck with that pumpkin.
Yeah.
I'm waiting right by the door, and I hear we have like a metal handrail like you can hear it, like people hitting it. I hear the hand. That's my alarm. The handrail gets hit. Crack the door open. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? They started bolting. They had rolled it off the sidewalk.
Those fucks.
Motherfuckers rolled it. I'm gonna cover it with fucking with Vaseline. I told Brittany I'm covering it with Vaseline and putting cayenne pepper on it. So if someone rolls it, they're gonna get it on their hands and fucking burned up. But yeah, I've been fighting.
That's a nice trap for the local kids. You should start putting like poisoned dog food in your front yard to kill the local dogs.
No, it's like, well, I came out and like, so I come out and they're all standing there.
You can't leave a target like that for kids.
A Big Mac pumpkin?
Can you imagine? What would you do?
I would have destroyed it.
You
I
would have stuck a foot through that thing.
I would have destroyed that thing.
You would have stomped that thing.
True. And that's when I walked it back. But I came out. I'm just like, I'm on edge already.
You and all fucking 10 of your brothers and cousins.
Oh, dude.
Would have been like Rodney King.
Dude, I stole, one time I stole flowers off some lady's porch and gave them to my mom for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Pretty bad stuff. But me and my cousin both did.
That's nice.
My cousin did too.
One lady in my neighborhood used to get drunk and steal the flowers from our neighbor.
What?
She'd go out and cut them. She'd be blacked out, and the other lady would have to come out and be like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
What?
It's pretty fun, watching a drunk lady sleepwalk through the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Stealing fucking other people's gardens.
That is sick. When what was that sleep medication that hit and people started like losing
Ambien?
Ambien.
Yeah.
That's cool. When you're just
Yeah.
kind of like, yep, yes,
You hit the
doctor,
Ambien.
and then you fucking speed your car into like a gas station, and then you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, pharmaceuticals are pretty tight.
Yeah, they're looking
I
good.
regret getting the vaccine so fucking much. dude.
Really?
I'm definitely gonna die.
You think so? I
No,
think you're
I'll
fine
be
by
all right.
now.
I'll tough it out.
Yeah, I think you're good. But yeah,
I probably have myocarditis.
You think? That's
Yeah.
I just I always. But they say you can get it from the fucking thing too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just
But so
all I did when that came out, I said, God, if you want me to be here, leave me here. I'll put my faith in you. Not these big fucking companies. I'm still there, whatever. I don't know. I feel all right about that.
You did the right thing.
I don't know. I mean, I prayed on it. That's all.
Unless people died from you spreading the spreading the disease because you wanted to be selfish and not get the vaccine.
Possibly, but I think it's been
So
pretty.
how many people do you think died off of you not getting the vaccine?
I don't know because I think the viral load's pretty similar.
No
People
one
who
knew.
got it and did it.
You don't, Matt.
I
Don't
think,
you fucking
I
dare.
think it's out there.
I'm gonna put a hit out on that pumpkin. I've got a hit on the
My
pumpkin.
Big Mac?
I've got a hit on the Big Mac pumpkin.
Dude, I was so
I
mean.
said, bitch, I ain't never had no damn pumpkin pie.
I came outside. I was like, "Don't touch my fucking shit. I don't give a fuck. Don't touch my shit."
Was it out of the door, like halfway through the door?
I walked out into the street.
Oh, nice.
Like, don't touch my fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like he did it. I was like, I don't fucking care.
One of you punks.
Don't touch my shit.
Yeah.
And I literally, as soon as I came back in, I was like,
You're an old man
what
now.
was that?
You're an
I
old
know.
man.
But I could have been like, well, let me see one of you pussies lift this up. That would have been fun.
Yeah.
Like, let me see you. I'll give you $100. You can lift the
Yeah,
Big
if
Mac
you
pumpkin.
lift it up, you can smash it.
You guys can fucking smash it
How
against
many
my house.
pies do you think you can make out of a Big Mac?
Bro, we could feed this whole room could have a personal pie. No problem. Shit, let me
I
Google.
haven't had any pumpkin pie this year.
I
But
have
that's
not
not
either.
yet, right?
I have not
You
either.
don't eat pumpkin pie until Thanksgiving. I'm going to say that this year at Thanksgiving. I'm going to go.
I
They're going
wouldn't
to say,
stop.
Shane, did you get dessert? I said, Mom, I ain't never had no damn pumpkin pie.
Bro, I'm about to fuck you up, dude.
How many pumpkins can make how many pies?
I'm about
per
to show
pumpkin?
you a Big Mac pumpkin. Bro, this is kind of gourd I'm fucking with right now. That's
This
the
is
kind
out of
gourd.
control, man.
That's the kind of gourd I got. I got a pretty big one too. I think it's even bigger than that. Dude, I'm not lying. It almost goes up to like the middle level of that chair you're sitting in. Bro, it's a Big Mac pumpkin, dude. It's crazy.
Bitch, you ain't never had no damn.
Dude, the thing is nuts. I got a Big Mac pumpkin. I almost got 3. I'm not gonna lie.
This is exciting.
I love the attention. I was talking to the town, dude. Shane, I was talking to the
Matt,
fucking town. Brittany was getting
You could
texts.
never, dude.
Huh?
You could never get a pumpkin like this.
I have it outside my house.
Matt, you don't have a big pumpkin like that.
Bro, my
That's too
pumpkin's
big, dude. You don't have that.
My damn pumpkin's
That's a
that big.
350-pound pumpkin pie.
All right. Is that? Oh, that's a Big Mac's pumpkin from Nana's Bloomers.
Nana's Bloomers.
Is it a Big Mac's pumpkin or a Big Mac pumpkin? I should call my lady and say, babe, take a picture of that Big Mac pumpkin.
Yeah,
Shane
text her
over.
and say, send me a picture with one of your children for likeness so I can compare it to a child.
Hey, can I get a picture of that Big Mac pumpkin outside of our house? Shane doesn't believe me how big this thing is.
Wherever you go, whatever they get into, from chill time to everyday adventures, protect your dog from parasites with Credelio Quattro.
Are you ready to feel like a man? That's why the radical wake up organ rat turns hard.
You are nuts. Yep, it's a pumpkin, all right.
There we go.
Oh boy. Looks like those games you won.
Yeah, it does.
You're gonna have fun drinking that.
I can't lift it. Support for today's episode comes from True Classic, the absolute best fitting t-shirts for men. Most t-shirts are way too tight and make your gut look way too big. True Classic is the one-stop shop for casual crew necks, polos, and activewear. I gotta say, it's actually pretty absorbent as well. It fits great, I love how it feels. All of their gear is top-notch quality at great prices. Try their polos and workout shirts. With the long body options and sizes up to 3XL, they've got you covered. Guys, don't drop the ball. Upgrade your wardrobe with True Classic. Get 25% off of trueclassic.com with code DRENCHED. Free shipping included on purchases over $100. That's 25% off of trueclassic.com with code DRENCHED. Strengthen your core wardrobe with True Classics today.
Brittany's been hard at work today, dude.
She's gonna be pissed.
Why?
Actually, she'll be very excited to do that. That's a fun treat.
Yeah, she'll love that. She's been making Jello shots all day. We're gonna hand Jello shots out to the parents. Her idea. Good idea.
That'll be fun.
I told her, I'm like, we have to. I'll black out if you don't hand these out. I have no throttle with Jello shots, dude. They're good.
Delicious.
They're gonna be good, dude. I'll be sitting outside handing out candy, so it'll just be.
Oh, you're doing it tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, you're giving Jello shots to the parents while they're
Parents,
out there.
yeah, to the parents.
Fuck, I hope you fucking relapse in alcohol. I hope a guy is just like, nah, I can't, please.
Although, to be, yes.
Yeah, come on, dude, it's Halloween.
I thought about that. No, I won't push. I'll say, hey, if you want a Jello shot, you can have it. Because I thought about
if
that.
you're an
I'm
alcoholic and you see Jello shots on Halloween, you're doing it.
Yeah,
Which, who cares? It's not
true.
your fault.
That's what I'm saying. I was about to bring that up to Brittany. Like, dude, there might be people, but I'm like, you know what, dude? I'm sick of not having fun.
Yeah, we can't have Snickers because one kid has a peanut
That's what I'm
allergy. No,
saying.
we're all gonna have Snickers. That kid can fuck off.
Yeah, man.
Alcoholics can shut the fuck up. Dude.
Yeah, if you can't handle it, you can't handle it. Say no.
Some guys can't handle it. Some guys have to stop.
Just say no.
Some guys can ride through it, dude. Some guys can ignore all the warning signs. Keep rolling, dude.
What's the intake? What's the alcohol intake? What's the Jello shot intake?
I think it's a shot.
No, I'm saying what's the alcohol intake for the bros every week? How many nights a week for the squad?
For the squad?
Yeah.
What well, not to name names.
Yeah.
A couple of them are every day.
Right.
A couple of them are every single day.
Yeah. That's a problem.
The Okan man can come and go.
Gotcha.
The
He had a
Okan
nice
man,
period of sobriety.
He can stop. Yeah. Right now, but now he's on one.
Yeah.
He's on at least a week straight.
Yeah.
Going into another week straight.
And you cool it down. And you'll cool your heels.
He gets really depressed.
Yeah.
He'll stop for like 2 weeks. And I hate when he stops.
Really?
I hate improving Chris. He tries to like read and he like gets a book about poetry and he's like
he's trying to save himself, dude.
Yeah, but he's trying to save himself to become an idea of what he thinks he should be versus what he is.
Yeah. But you do have a keen sense of identifying people's reality.
I know the Kiss Man, and he's fine.
Yeah, true.
He's doing well. I mean, he's fucking up. He's fucking up his life like every week. But that's pretty good, dude. He's fine. He bounces back. He's a rubber band man.
True. He is, man. He's getting after it.
Yeah.
But no, that's the one.
He's
dude.
not like. He's all right. He's all right.
Dude, alcohol. I get that though. It gets you after a while. It's like
it's the most fucking depressing thing ever.
Yeah, but it starts becoming a thing where it's like it helps with everything you're doing.
Yeah.
You know.
Hell yeah, especially if you're doing stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me. I mean, it's obviously it pales in comparison. That's me with coffee right now.
Coffee's the best.
Dude, I'm completely addicted to coffee. Like I can't not drink it now.
Yeah, it's fun.
And dude, it like is a drug for my body.
It is a drug.
I get fucked up and then I have to lay there and be like, all right, in 3 hours I'll feel better and I'm not drinking this shit again tomorrow. I get so spun out.
Yeah, waking up in the morning, getting a cup of Joe.
Shane, you don't gotta tell me, dude.
It's the best.
You gotta tell me. I'm fighting like second cups at 11 a.m. That's how fucked up I am. That's how fucked up I am. I'm lucky, dude. Right now,
it's merely grace the fact that I can drink 1 cup and not completely melt down.
Dude, I start the day with like a 20-ounce cold brew from like a, it's so much caffeine. I wake up and I'm just like, I love all my friends so fucking much. I gotta text everybody. I gotta call people.
Dude.
Then an hour later, I'm like, what do you want?
That's all I want to do is pound Joe. I want to eat bacon and pound Joe and just go handle my day. That's all I want to do. And I go and I sit in my office.
You want bacon?
Yeah, I eat bacon.
Eat bacon and
I eat
pound
bacon
Joe.
and pound Joe. That's what I do.
You're keto, bro.
It's sick. But then I'll eat. I made muffins yesterday and ate like 9 of them.
Dang. Well, muffins rule.
I like to do a thing with like Maya likes to mix stuff, so I completely won a baked goods recipe. I was purely like throw this shit. I threw like tapioca flour
I remember
in it.
being a kid, and I feel like my mom was always making something.
Yeah, a lot of
like
times.
brownies.
Yeah, dude. That's kind of stopped.
They stopped
that
making
stopped a little bit, dude. It's like, dude, that used to be constant.
Yeah.
They might have been the last great moms, bro.
Probably.
The greatest generation.
Thank God our moms weren't cursed with Instagram.
Yeah.
The moms now are fucked, dude. You have to do it.
Brittany's good on the baking front. She'll make some sweet treats.
Yes.
I always be like, babe, stop with the sweet treats.
Come on. And then you sit down and you have a nice cookie, a chocolate chip cookie out of the oven.
Yeah, they're delicious. I did it to myself with these muffins, dude. If you use tapioca flour, it turns it into, you know that stuff at whatchamacallit, Faux de Chow. That Brazilian cheese bread, that's tapioca flour. It gives it like a gooey consistency. I went nuts with that stuff and made cupcakes that were like almost like gumdrops. They were fucked up. It was a fucked up texture, and I ate like 9 of them. I'm like, these are fucked up, and I ate 9 yesterday.
Yeah.
So
what type of cupcakes? Or muffins?
Apple cinnamon, bro. You know me. It's
That's
this time
awesome,
of year,
dude.
man. Apple cinnamon. I'm hitting cloves. I'm hitting nutmeg.
You are an autumnal guy.
Very autumnal, dude.
I love the autumn.
You know I have an autumnal
I love
playlist.
autumn,
I have an
not the-
autumnal playlist. It's just autumnal jams.
What's an autumnal jam for you?
Oh, dude. I mean, that's when I get into my Nick Drake bag. I get very autumnal.
I got a nice autumnal one.
What you got?
I haven't listened to it in so long.
Let me see. I'll give you my autumnal vibe. That's all called autumnal swag. I think I spelled that wrong. Fuck. What was the word I mispronounced one time?
The Fleet Foxes.
These are an autumnal band. They're on my autumn playlist too.
I listen to this and I walk around. That's enough.
It's a nice autumn song. Little autumn song. Little buckets of rain, dude. Blood on the tracks, Dylan. No big deal. It's nothing but stuff like this, dude.
Buckets of rain, buckets of tears.
I'm kicking leaves. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's so nice.
So nice, dude.
This is a good time to be a parent.
Yeah.
Halloween night's a great time to be a parent.
Yeah, dude.
Take your kid out.
It's the most fun.
Yeah.
Then you get to chill, handing out candy. So
You get
fucking
this,
fun.
Thanksgiving and Christmas. Those are sick days.
Yeah, they
and
rule.
fucking Easter.
Easter's sick.
Easter basket's nice.
Easter's been getting fucked up lately.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the Easter basket has been kind of like, dude, we used to get fucking regal Easter baskets.
Yeah.
And now it's a lot of like, kids are getting kind of fucked. I mean, for their best, you know, so that way they
Yeah.
don't get like diabetes and shit. But
True.
we used to get a regal, like,
Do you guys
dude,
hide your Easter baskets?
They
That
started
was-
doing that a little bit.
I always my favorite. My parents would hide the Easter baskets.
Yeah.
You wake up, you got to search the house.
That's fun.
That was fun.
Ours were mostly just on the table, but I think they try to hide them a couple years. But dude, coming down, we had my Easter basket was a big chocolate egg of some sort with like some sort of filling. So that was the first thing to try to like munch. You'd spend the whole day munching like a chocolate egg the size of your cell phone. With like I'd get like a nougat filling or something. I'm not bragging. That would be the center of the basket, and then it was just like. I mean, dude, I remember tropical Skittles hitting my fucking basket and being like, dude, what the fuck?
Mini
They
M&Ms.
did it again.
Mini M&Ms in the fucking. Come on, dude.
Dude, I would eat all of it, dude. I would eat all of it in like 2 days.
Yeah.
And
it didn't affect me.
Not at all.
You wouldn't be sick.
Not
You'd
at
be
all.
totally fine.
No, yeah.
I mean, maybe you didn't. I don't know.
I would get candy mouth, and that's when I'd stop.
Yeah.
I'd get like a weird coated tongue, and I'd be like, I would fucking just like pound a soda and just run around outside. Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
If you're an illegal alien, this runway is your future because you're headed home. I'm Christy Nome, the United States Secretary.
I got a big day today.
What you got? Oh,
when
yeah,
we're done
dude.
with this, I'm headed straight down to Citizens Bank Park
That'll be nice.
to watch the World Series of baseball. They should say the World Series of baseball because poker.
True.
It's time to differentiate because who knows? I could be going down
World
to
Series
see
of Comedy.
World Series
Las
of Comedy.
Vegas, that's a
Remember
big
that?
one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the most prestigious prize
It's
in
one of
comedy.
the most prestigious prizes.
World Series of Comedy.
I participated in that. They
Did you
had
really?
one in Harrisburg. It's like a preliminary thing.
Yeah.
And I did it, and it sucked dick.
Yeah, I think I did. I can't tell. I think I've blacked out comedy contests from my head. So I did one. I did the comedy cabaret comedy contest, and like that was a pretty.
I blacked out most of them, other than our you and I's. I mean, Philly's
I don't
Funniest,
remember
not
any of
big
my
deal.
life until winning Philly's Fun. I was like, I came into consciousness. I was like, wait, what's going on? Why is everyone pumped on me?
Oh man, everybody loves me.
What happened? Oh,
All
sick.
the other open micers are hugging me, soon to betray me and stab me in the back within about a year, about
dude.
1 year later.
Dude, that was weird. Because then people would stop and be like, yo, I used to think you were a fucking asshole, but like you're actually kind of cool. And I'd always, thanks, man. Thanks for taking what's changed? Why would you say that to me right now? It's like, thanks.
What's changed, bro?
True. But yeah,
it was nice. I haven't hung out with Foley and Kevin Ryan in a while.
the bros.
Such a fun hang. And it was all Philly guys, so we got to sit there and talk about former open micers that we hated. Be like, dude, do you remember this guy? Be like, yeah, that guy fucking sucked
Yeah,
dick.
that's the best.
Fuck that guy.
Well, and Foley was like one of the earliest gatekeepers of Philadelphia comedy at the Raven Lounge. Him
He's
and Chris
a hell of a
Cotton ran it.
gatekeeper, dude.
Yeah.
Those are two big dogs. Foley
Bro.
and Foley wasn't that big though.
Not then, no. He was.
No.
He was a big
He's
dude,
big,
but
but
yeah,
not
no,
like-
no.
God damn.
He hadn't become a titan just yet.
He is a fucking titan.
Yeah, dude, he's a big dog.
Such a
He's
titan.
slimming up, I think.
He's working on it. I mean,
He's
yeah.
slimming up.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
been going to
dude.
the same the trainer.
Has he
He
really?
goes
Oh,
to the
yeah,
Tommy's
yeah.
trainer, yeah.
Nice, dude. Yeah, him and Chris Cotton like would tell you like you suck.
Yeah.
You have to go on that. You can't go in the first half,
Yeah.
and it was so fun. And then, dude, it just these fucking neoliberalists, dude, that took over.
The Marxists.
These Marxist, neo-Marxist.
They all became Marxists.
Liberalists, dude, postmodernists, dude, took it over, and they fucked it up. They literally spiked the ball. They're like, no, let's just put everyone on it. It's like the
Yeah.
crowd stopped coming, and it's like, yeah.
Crowd stopped. They also when they became neo-Marxists, they gave credence to guys like who's that fucking maniac? Who's the one white dude maniac? Shaved head.
I mean, bro.
Big guy, Ron Dickles.
Oh yeah.
They give credence to him. They're like, this is hate speech.
They kind of Beetlejuice.
like, no, he's
they
not, dude.
Beetlejuice dudes like that. Those dudes just materialized. And we're
Yeah.
like, ugh.
Yeah. And
They
they're
were
like, I'm
gins.
here to scream
They were
into the
genies.
mic.
They were genies.
He's an evil genius. Doesn't he drive around with like a speaker?
Yeah, man.
He got banned from Helium, so he like parks outside with like a
Volkswagen Bug with a megaphone in it. That
Isn't
he
it like pro Hillary Clinton? Isn't he like pro Hillary Clinton?
I don't remember.
no
I
way.
remember.
I
He's
think he
pro
is.
Hillary.
I think he is.
He's a
Last
pro
time I
Hillary
seen him, I think
neocon
he's
warhawk.
Yeah.
I love throwing
He's
those
the
terms
best, dude. He is truly the best dude in the
Yeah,
scene.
he was so fun, dude.
Oh, when he did digital graffiti.
Dude, I remember I hosted the Philly's Funniest contest, and he was in the bathroom. I think he might have been drinking 5-hour energy drinks, and he comes out. He comes out, literally just goes, woo! Kicks up like to his head out of the bathroom. I'm like, you're on next. He's like, wow. And just
wait.
walked out. Was like, you're fucking pussies for like. Oh, it's the
It's
best.
like, look at this lady. What are you, a dyke?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. People are like, boo. Yeah, you guys can't handle real comedy.
It was crazy.
Pussies.
Him, I'll never forget opening the door, full fucking kick, and being like, let's fucking go. And I'm like, that's champion energy right there.
That is champion energy. Dude, doing lines of blood, allegedly, I don't
5-hour
want to put that
energy.
on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, snorting
He
a
came out,
5-hour.
he looked like he was energized.
Snorting a 5-hour and then going out and just screaming slurs into a mic and being like, fuck you guys. You don't even get it.
I know.
I'm the next great comedian.
Yeah, it was great. That was so fun to watch. Just,
That was, you know what, I do look fondly back at the time in the open mic scene.
yeah.
Those were very fun days.
It's so fun. It's so much fun. You're with, it's because it's like, that's the thing, like you go to high school, grade school, and like college even, and you have this like social world just like built into your life.
Yeah.
Then you leave college and you're like, oh, I'm.
The monastery didn't survive the purges. Over the last century, it's played host to anyone the government didn't want but couldn't kill. The place is filled with living casualties of the last war, which I swear I thought we'd won. But I suppose it's all a day of the races. You back the losing horse, and this is where you end up. 627's the piece of meat Makarov wants, so let's cut him loose.
Recommend you bypass the lower floors by rappelling out that window.
Copy that. Roach, follow me.
Captain Matavish, last floor clear. We'll link up with you at the bottom. The camera feed in solitary confinement is dead. The power must be down in that section. Roger that. Squad, switch to night vision. Contacted, you're 12 o'clock. Frag out. K9. Hostile at the end of the hall by the cell door. Got a visual. Changing back. Got a flip mobile. He's Oscar Mike. This one's empty. This one's empty too. Clear. Tango down.
The Navy isn't in a talking mood right now. Stand by. Bravo 6, they've agreed to stop firing for now. Keep going. I'll keep you posted. Out.
Roach, tango behind those pipes. Target, you're 3 o'clock. Yeah, I see him. Roach, light him up. Grenade, get out of there! I've got a runner. The old shower room's about 30 feet ahead of you on the left. You'll have to breach the wall to get in.
Roach, plan the breaching charge in the wall. We're taking a shortcut. system heading south-southwest.
Okay, keep going along that tunnel.
Talk to me, Ghost. I don't want to be down here when those ships start firing again.
Keep going. You're almost there. I've detected 2 heat signatures. One of them should be prisoner 627.
This belongs to you, sir. Who's so?
Bravo 6, be advised. They started the bombardment early. Get the hell out of there now. Bravo 6, be advised. They started the bombardment early. Get the hell out of there now. copies all. Overlord, this is 2-1 actual. Be advised, we're inside and proceeding to the upper floors. Roger. Overlord copies all. Section 1 Alpha. Solid copy, 2-1. Overlord, this is Hunter 2-1 actual. Proceeding to the mezzanine. Tell the LAV from BCT-1 to hold their fire. Over. Copy that, 2-1. Good hunting. Hostile suppressed in Section 2 Echo. Roger that, 2-1. Hunter 2-1, be advised, hostiles on the southwest corner of the 5th floor are hammering the evac site. Over. Solid copy, Overlord. We are optimized to the 5th floor. Out. Team eliminated in Section 4 Charlie. Copy that, 2-1. Overlord, we're on the 5th floor. Proceeding to the southwest corner. I got movement. Watch your sectors. Check those corners. southwest corner. I got movement. Watch your sector.
Blue sky, smiling at me.
Columbia, engineered for whatever.
Tasha is crushing it. And with shoutouts in the Wells Fargo app, she knows if she's crushing her savings goals too. However you make money work, we can work with that.
Randall Carlson, welcome to the show, man.
Well, thanks for having me, Sean. It's great to be here.
It's my pleasure.
Been looking forward to this.
It's my pleasure.
And here it is. It's actually happening.
I first saw you on the Ancient Apocalypse series with Grant Hancock, and that really caught my interest. And then I saw you on Rogan, and then that just took me down the whole rabbit hole.
Oh, good.
So, I'm really excited to have you here. I love these kind of topics. So we're going to talk a lot about ancient technologies and ancient civilizations and some of the stuff that you're doing now with education.
Oh, sounds like a good format.
But yeah, so let me start off with an introduction. Not that you need one, because I've seen you all over the place, but you investigate and document catastrophic history of the world and the evidence for advanced knowledge in earlier cultures. You're a geologist, architectural designer, teacher, geometrician, geomythologist, geological explorer, and renegade scholar. You've been doing research for over 50 years into the interface between ancient mysteries and modern science, recognized by the National Science Teachers Association for your commitment to science education for young people. Acclaimed in 1997 TBS CNN documentary Fire in the Sky was based upon your research into earth change and catastrophic events. Organized several dozen field expeditions documenting evidence for catastrophic earth change. Host of the Cosmographia podcast, and for over 25 years, you have presented classes, lectures, multimedia programs synthesizing this information for students of the mysteries.
Well, let me clarify a couple of points, because there's always people, what the hell is a geomythologist? Well, a geomythologist, now that is now becoming a recognized scientific discipline. And what that is basically scouring ancient documents and ancient records and accounts, could be mythology, legends, whatever, to get insight into geological events and geological change. And we're going to pull up some examples while we're here, so, to show, examples. I was talking to Kimball before we started the show here, and I mentioned the discovery of Troy. Now, Troy, there was the famous Trojan War that happened about 3,000 years ago, and this is a good example of the efficacy of geomythology. Is that Schliemann, who was the archaeologist who discovered the lost city of Troy, when everybody else, the establishment, believed it was purely just a myth, he actually used clues that he got from reading Homer and the myths and stuff, and he went and found the ruins of Troy, and it was accepted. So that was kind of like, okay, maybe there's merit to looking at some of these ancient traditions. And since then, it's kind of evolved into a whole sub-discipline of geological research, in that a lot of these ancient accounts can actually provide very important insight and clues and information into ancient geological events.
Yeah.
So that's what geomythology is. It is not some weird something that has been concocted up. It actually has value. And there's, sort of a counterpart to that. It's called astromythology, because we know that ancient peoples all over the world were very, very interested in what was happening in the sky. And so astro refers to the stories and the myths about things that are happening in the heavens, in the sky, in the celestial realm. And, again, we're finding out that, there's merit to that. That we can actually derive valuable, usable information. I take the story of Marduk battling Tiamat in this Sumerian tradition. And, astronomers even like 40 years ago were looking at that and going, well, wait a second, it could be that, people are witnessing some kind of like fireballs, or maybe the breakup of a comet or some such thing as that in the sky. And that became the basis for recording this myth.
Interesting.
Same with, Zeus battling dragons in the sky. There's many myths. The Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent in the New World stories. Again, all over the world, like stories of dragons and flying serpents and things like that, and wars in the heavens. And so there's actually a group of astronomers now, particularly it started in England, like in the early 80s, late 70s, where they're looking at these myths and going, well, maybe these are records of things that people actually witnessed or experienced firsthand.
Make Thanksgiving unforgettable this year with inspiring designs from Living Spaces. Create a warm, inviting atmosphere. And
Well, I can't wait to dive in. We had we touched on a couple subjects at breakfast that really, really caught my ear. But, one thing that I think everybody is kind of coming to is, the ancient Egypt, the pyramids and a lot of these mysteries of the world, Stonehenge, Easter Island, the pyramids, Machu Picchu, and how all these seem to line up, with the stars line up with each other. And I think, I don't know too many people left that are buying the ancient Egypt, the pyramids were built with, by lifted stone that weigh tons, thousands and thousands of pounds with sticks.
A lot of those stones are 50, 100, 200 tons, even bigger than that.
It's almost interesting that even wound up in the educational system to begin with, and I mean, when I was going through, nobody challenged it.
No.
You know, and now today it seems to be the complete opposite.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, people are really beginning to question, and the thing is you could look at it as an anomaly. And one culture at one point in history said, hey, you know what? We're going to quarry and move 200-ton stones just for the heck of it. But you see the thing all over the world. All over the world, they're doing these incredible structures with these massive stones. And, as a builder, I have, had to move heavy weights sometimes. And, of course, we'll bring in cranes and things, which presumably they didn't have back then, or front end loaders, or lift up a 1-ton beam.
Yeah. Do you have how do you think that was done?
I've been asked that question a lot of times, and I don't know the answer. Last year in February, I went down and interviewed with Tucker Carlson. He contacted me, said he wanted to interview me. I didn't know what he wanted to talk about. I get down there, that's what he wanted to talk about. We get in the studio, and he says, how did they do that? Mm-hmm. And I said, well, to be honest, I don't know. I've been thinking about this for decades. I don't know. I have some ideas of which direction to go now that I didn't have even a year or two ago. However, my understanding of the science of it is not to the point yet where I feel like I would fall on my face if I attempted to explain these thoughts that I have had about how such a thing might be accomplished.
I need to introduce you to my friend Chris Beck. But
okay,
fascinating guy.
He got some ideas.
He used to work for he was a SEAL, and then he worked for the Pentagon. He's basically, in a nutshell, a mad scientist, and just a brilliant.
We like mad scientists, actually.
A brilliant mind, but he talks a lot about everything is frequency and vibration.
See, that's exactly the direction I would go.
And do you believe in zero-point energy?
I haven't researched it enough to say I believe in it, but I do think that there are forms of energy that are orders of magnitude more efficient than anything we're using today.
I mean, I believe they were able to harness some type of energy out of the Earth to move those. I don't see any other way.
That's exactly the direction I would go with it.
And I mean, if you put if you just put a block or a paperweight or whatever on a table or on top of a speaker and apply frequency and vibration, it moves on its own. And so if you had some people guiding where that needed to be moved, that seems to be the only. I don't know how the hell you would do it, or how you would harness the energy or create frequency and vibration to be able to vibrate the Earth to get people. I mean, basically, we're talking about levitation, and I just don't see any other way how to do it. But it seems to be the only logical explanation.
I think levitation was probably a scientific reality to ancient cultures. Interestingly, the stories about the Ark of the Covenant, it was sheathed in gold, and it would have been extremely heavy. It would have been very difficult for people to lift and move. And I've seen some calculations of how heavy the damn thing would have been. And, it was carried on staves because no one, according to the accounts, no one could touch it, lest they would get fried somehow. But I noticed, interestingly, that, the tribe that was the only tribe that was allowed of the 12 tribes to actually transport and move the Ark of the Covenant. Do you know which tribe that was?
I do not.
The Levites.
The Levites.
Levites. Levity. Levitation.
Got it. Got it.
And, having looked into some of these mystery religions like Kabbalah and stuff that say that there's hidden meanings to the words in the language, homonyms and synonyms and things that, that's the whole basis of the Kabbalistic system. That caught my eye, and I thought, that's an interesting coincidence.
Very interesting. Well, before we get too far into the weeds here, and I can't wait to get there, I have a Patreon, and I give everybody, they're the reason I'm here, they're the reason you're here, they're our top supporters, and so I give them an opportunity to ask the guest a question. And so this is from Dylan.
Okay.
And Dylan wants to know, here's his question. What were some of the hypothesized steps that our surviving ancestors took to survive a 20 to 30 degrees Celsius environmental temperature change and build back a new society?
Okay, I don't know of temperature change that extreme, although we're looking at some very extreme. I mean, we're looking at 10 to 12 degrees Celsius, which would be about 18 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. But that's way beyond anything we've experienced in recent times.
Yeah.
I mean, coming out of the Little Ice Age 150 to 200 years ago, temperature of the planet has warmed about a degree. So we're looking at warming of 20 times that much. And some of the studies based on ice cores, Greenland ice cores, Antarctic ice cores, other kinds of proxy evidence, the time span in which this temperature change occurred has gone from 1,000 years to a century, then from a century to a decade, then from a decade to 5 years, and now the latest, as we get to this ever more refined temporal resolution, like from the studies of ice cores, it's down to 1 to 3 years. So what happened? That's a mystery. Now, what did people do? That's a very interesting question to me. Like, you need to find a place of refuge to ride this thing out. Because at the same time these extreme temperature changes are happening, the whole surface of the planet is being remodeled in a major way. So one of the things that would absolutely be necessary is to find the places of refuge. Now, in ecologists, when they look at the decimation of a whole ecosystem, like a great microcosm of that would be the Mount St. Helens eruption of 1980, when you had about 200 square miles just utterly decimated, turned into a lunar landscape. Well, you've got biologists and ecologists and stuff have been studying how nature has reclaimed that. And what usually happens is you have these pockets where some seeds or whatever, spores primarily, because the first colonizer plants that show up in the aftermath of catastrophe are ferns. And so this is what happened. You have these pockets of life recovering, and then from those little islands of life, of biological activity, it spreads out. And at the rate that it's been recovering, about another, it's been, 40 years now since that big eruption. And it's probably, there's now forests encroaching upon the area of devastation. Give it another 50 to 100 years and it should be completely recovered. Now, the question is, if we're faced, because to me, two questions. One, the historical question, because we now know that these tremendous catastrophes have happened and have happened repeatedly. So, and then if they happen again, for example, we know that asteroid and cometary impacts are way more frequent than anybody was imagining a generation ago. Excuse me, I'm a little hoarse today. But interestingly, what we've seen in the last 25, 30 years is that geologists looking at the Earth down below have seen multiple scars from these tremendous cosmic events, impacts of asteroids and meteors, comets and cometary debris. There's right now about 200 craters and or astrobleeds that have been discovered. Now, an astrobleed is an impact scar, but it's usually buried beneath the surface. It's called, literally translates as star wound. Star wound. Now, most of those are the result of high-density objects like iron asteroids. Have you ever been to the crater in Arizona near Winslow?
I haven't.
Okay, add that to your list. You need to get out there and see it. This is. You'll get out there and you're going to be looking in this 600-foot deep hole, a kilometer wide, and you're going to go, that's one big hell of a big hole, right? But that was like a little baby piece of cosmic debris that that excavated that hole. It was an iron asteroid about 150 feet in diameter, right? Most of the asteroid pulverized upon impact, and pieces of it are strewn out for miles from the crater itself. In the museum there, you can see there's a hunk of the iron. It's maybe about like so big, you know. Now, when you have a high density, and we're talking, you know, 5 or 6 grams per cubic centimeter, when you have a high density object like that coming in at hypervelocity speeds, it'll penetrate through the whole atmosphere and strike the ground. Now, if you have a lower density object, like, say, have you ever heard of the Tunguska event of 1908?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so in 1908, a piece of a comet, it was probably related to the comet we called Comet Encke, which was probably part of the family of meteors called the Taurid meteor shower, which the Earth crosses this stream twice each year. Okay, so that piece is estimated to have been about 150 feet in diameter. So now, on the one hand, the hole you've got in Arizona, the big crater bowl that you've got in the desert in Arizona, was created by, like, almost think about it, cast iron, and roughly the density and weight of cast iron. The Tunguska event, on the other hand, was more like, almost like a snowball. But when that thing came in, again at hypervelocity speeds, it penetrated the atmosphere. It happened on June, by the Gregorian calendar, it would have been June 30th in 1908. That thing descended through the atmosphere, but was moving so fast that the atmosphere, in effect, didn't have time to get out of the way. The lower density of it meant that, like when the Department of Defense dropped the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, you know, those bombs didn't fall and strike the ground and explode. They were blown up in the atmosphere. Why? Because you've got a greater kill radius. You've got a greater radius of destruction. Whereas if it hits the ground, most of that energy is absorbed into the ground. And the blast wave, if you detonate it in the atmosphere, that blast wave can move out much more to a greater distance. So Tunguska 1908 exploded 5 miles up in the atmosphere with the force of about a 15 megaton hydrogen bomb. The largest hydrogen bomb ever tested by the US back in the 1950s was called Bravo, 20 megatons, right? So this is almost in the range of the biggest hydrogen bomb that the US Department of Defense ever tested, right? As a result of that explosion, over 820 square miles of old-growth taiga forest was just utterly obliterated and flattened. Under the epicenter of that explosion, about 200 square miles were just incinerated to nothing, right? Now this is, we have two contrasting episodes there. Now one, we have an iron asteroid strikes the Earth. We have a low-density object, probably a piece of a comet, blows up in the atmosphere, right? Now,
Cascade Platinum Plus has the grease-fighting power of Dawn to remove tough, stuck-on foods. Cascade Platinum Plus.
At Wells Fargo, we get it. Carlo started his business to obsess over things like basting, butter basting.
The reason we know about the Tunguska event of 1908 is because of two things: the devastation, but also the accounts that this is a very remote region of Siberia, northwest of Lake Baikal, very remote region, and so the Tungusi tribes people that live there were reindeer herders, and as far as we know, there was nobody killed directly by the blast because it was just at the northern limits of the tree line. If it had been much far, maybe another 50 miles north or 100 miles north, we wouldn't have known about it. The reason we know about it is because, number one, even though this was very remote when this happened in 1908, there were still accounts that made their way out. And a scientist, a Russian scientist by the name of Leonid Kulik, he was studying meteoritic phenomena, and he heard about this, and he decided he wanted to follow up on this. So I think it was 1927 or 1928, he journeyed to this small village, Vanavara, I think is what it was called. It was the closest human habitation to this event. And he found out, you know, they confirmed, yeah, there was this thing, but they were very superstitious about it. They did not want any outsiders to go there because they felt like it had been a visitation from the fire god Agni. And they witnessed this thing from the distance, and it completely, I mean, they were so blown away by what happened. And then, of course, some of them traveled in like some, but the only thing that was probably killed in mass was reindeer herds. So some of the reindeer herders had gone up looking for their reindeer, and of course they could find no trace of them. They'd been just incinerated and obliterated.
So did this explode in the air? Is this
Exploded in the air.
Okay.
Exploded about 5 miles up. So that's a major difference between these two. Now, if we think of the objects, the cosmic objects that could strike Earth, those are the two endpoints of a continuum. The high-density iron-type objects and the low-density cometary-type objects, and then you can have everything in between. So you're talking about roughly 1 gram per cubic centimeter, which is like a piece of ice, or 5 grams per cubic centimeter, which is going to be like a piece of cast iron. And then like in the middle, you've got what are the chondritic meteorites that are about 3. So if you went out next to a creek and you picked up your standard piece of rock, sedimentary rock, it's going to be about 3.5 grams per cubic centimeter. So that's right in the middle of the spectrum. Now here's the thing I'm getting at. When we start crater counting to try to understand how many times the Earth has been impacted, we're looking at objects that actually strike the Earth. Now, if you had an event like Tunguska, 1908,
how many? I'm just curious. How many? Do you know how many times the Earth has been struck by some type of a meteor or a comet?
That's what I'm getting at.
Perfect.
That's exactly what I'm laying it out so that, right? So here's the thing. If you have an event like Tunguska, 100 years from now, there won't be any trace of it. The trees that were knocked down will have all been rotted away, and there's new forests growing there, right? And we wouldn't even know about it, right? Whereas the Arizona event, Meteor Crater, that happened some 50,000 years ago. So that big hole in the ground is still there, right? And we can see it, we can count it. Well, like I said, there's about 200 craters and astroblems that have been identified on Earth.
200.
About 200 now is the census. Now,
I just have another question
Sure.
real quick. How are you able to date when an asteroid hits the Earth?
well, there's a number of different ways. You know, optically stimulated luminescence is probably the main way now that you can date rocks. But, you know, you can use relative dating where if you know like for example, if you go out, if you got layers of soil,
okay,
right, and you go out and you dig a hole, right, now you come back afterwards and you look at that hole and you, okay, we've cut through this layer, but not this layer. So we know it's younger than this layer, right?
Got it.
Now let's say we've got remains of life forms in there that we can date. Well, now we can date some of these layers. Or the optically stimulated luminescence, not to OSL dating, not to try to get into a technical discussion on that, but it basically is that you have certain atomic structures that are reset when they're exposed to light. So if you've got a crystal that's buried, what's happening is it's through radiocarbon process. It's decaying and producing byproducts, right? And by measuring the ratio of the precursor material and the byproducts, and you know how long that rate of transition is occurring, you can now get a relative date. The younger stuff, like the other way is this. Okay, so you dig that hole and you go away, and now things start, you know, wind blows, things blow into the hole, you know, plant life falls into it and it starts filling up, right? Well, then you can go and you can maybe date the stuff that's in there, in the hole. And if you go back and you pull up and you do core samples and you take and you date those, and the oldest dates turn up to be 50,000 years old, that's probably going to give you an indication of when it happened. And that's kind of how they dated the Arizona thing. Now, the 1908 event, that was witnessed. So, I mean, there are accounts of that. But here's the thing I'm getting at. The lower density objects are about 10 times more abundant than the iron objects. So, and then when you look at the actual craters and astroblemes, most of those are on places where there's fairly dense human habitation. Europe, Scandinavia, Canada, the US, Russia. More and more of them are being found in Russia. What's under Antarctica? We don't know yet, but there's evidence that there's a really big crater under the ice in Antarctica. What about the bottom of the oceans, which is almost 3/4 of the planetary surface? For every one that's going to hit the ground on land, there's going to be 3 that hit the ocean. And so now you have marine geologists who are reevaluating evidence for large-scale tsunamis that have made landfall and thinking that some of those are too big to have been formed by simply undersea volcanic eruptions and may be the result of, a half-kilometer or kilometer-wide object plunging into the ocean that's moving, at 20 miles per second, right? Mm-hmm. But my point, and this is the takeaway, is that the events like Tunguska that don't leave a lasting impression are way more abundant than the ones that dig holes in the ground. So if you're just counting holes in the ground or scars in the surface of the Earth itself, you're going to be undercounting. That's my point. So we're kind of in a position now of reevaluating just how many times perhaps we have been affected in the past. And here's again, now we turn to astromythology or geomythology, and we have hundreds of accounts from all over the world of things that once you've got this picture in your mind of what an event like that would be, sounds like that's what they're talking about.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How many, do you happen to know how many documented cases are that maybe within the past, I don't know, 200 years?
Of impact type events?
Yes.
Well, the big one, of course, was 1908.
Okay.
But there's also evidence now of a similar event happening over Brazil in the 1930s.
Really?
Yeah. There's also evidence that there might have been a similar type event, maybe even bigger, over New Zealand.
What is the evidence?
Well, the evidence, and the first thing, like in the Brazil event, that was, who was it? I think it was some Catholic priests that were going in there to try to convert the natives, and they started hearing these tales, and then later some scientists went in there and they found what looked like that there had actually been 3 strikes of like 3 objects that came in together, and individually each one was smaller than the 1908 event, but taken together the total energy released may have been in that scale.
Wow.
And I mean, there's the evidence is accumulated. There's a researcher, a geomythologist named Bruce Massey, who's done some incredible work on studying, and it's come to the conclusion that these events are far more frequent than anybody had imagined, 20 or 30 years ago.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I've got it all documented here, so when, I've been doing this for a long time, and I've spent pretty much every hour of my spare time for 40 years collecting this stuff.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
And I visited just about all of the craters in America, a couple of them in Canada, but there's a lot more. I've done, in fact, there's a chain of them across the Midwest. I think it's at about the 34th parallel. I think there's 8 of them. And it might have been a multiple impact event. Now, this would have been a long time ago, before humans, but like, imagine, do you remember the 1994 July? Do you remember Shoemaker Levy 9? Think about when there was a multiple impact into Jupiter. I think it was the second week of July, 1994.
I do not remember that.
What were you doing in 1994?
I was probably in middle school.
Okay, that would explain why. Now see, The crime there is that you were probably in middle school and you didn't have any teacher telling you about this.
We were learning about ancient Egypt and how they propped those blocks up with sticks.
Really?
That's what I was doing in '94.
Oh, 94, okay. Well, in 94, so this, at the time, it was the most watched astronomical event in history. And in 15 months earlier, in March of 93, astronomer David Levy and astronomer Carolyn Shoemaker, wife of Gene Shoemaker, who was a famous, like he trained NASA astronauts and stuff when they were going to the moon. He was a geologist, and so David Levy and Carolyn Shoemaker, who was Gene Shoemaker's wife, discovered, they were looking at Jupiter and they saw a comet just making an appearance. It had just orbited around Jupiter and it was just appearing from behind Jupiter when they discovered it. So it was like discovery of a new comet. Suddenly there it was, you know, coming from behind Jupiter. They began watching it, and over the next few days and weeks, they could see that the thing had broken into pieces. And so what had been a single nucleus turned into 21 new separate individual nuclei. And the reason that happened is because, first of all, comets aren't really cohesively and solidly bound. The nucleus can be fragmented fairly easily, right? Jupiter has this intense gravity field, and there's a principle called the Roche limit, where an object coming too close to a larger body like Earth or Jupiter or whatever, if it passes within that Roche limit, the gravity is so strong that it'd overcome the bonding of the object and it'll fragment. It'll literally, the gravity of Jupiter tore this comet nucleus apart. So the astronomers started tracking and they could see these pieces spreading out in space. They called it the chain of pearls. And it took about 3 months of observations, and within that 3 months, they were able to recreate the entire elliptical orbit of the thing. They were able to determine, because of the velocity of it, they now had the velocity of these pieces and they had the geometry of the orbit. So they're sort of fast forwarded it, and they go, okay, in July of next year, July of 94, it's going to cross, it'll recross the orbit of Jupiter. But here was the interesting thing. When it's recrossing the orbit of Jupiter, guess what? Jupiter is right there. So they knew that it was going to be an impact, and they predicted this a year in advance. So in, I believe it was the second week of July, 1994, 21 pieces slammed into Jupiter. Any one of those pieces, had it struck Earth, would have caused a global catastrophe and probably pulled the plug on our civilization.
Wow.
Wouldn't have been an extinction level event, but it would have been enough to basically put us back to the Stone Age.
Wow.
And there were 21 of those pieces, and up until that point, no one had ever expected that they would witness such a thing as that. So that was an important milestone in thinking about catastrophism and the probabilities or possibilities of such a thing happening on Earth.
Do you, just back to the Patreon question, do you have any, do you think about that? How humanity may have survived or sought refuge?
Well, you want to turn back to mythology?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
If we were faced with something like, if we can go back to now, which almost certainly a
This
real
is strictly
event.
mythology.
Okay, so here we got mythology. And here we have scientific evidence that Earth was blasted around 12,900 years ago by a multi-impact event.
Okay.
A smaller version of what happened to Jupiter. Okay? Now, people, we've been around, modern humans have been around for probably a couple of 100,000 years. So the event that happened, this is called the Younger Dryas. Younger Dryas was initially it was an extreme climate event that was documented in Europe because it's named after a flower called Dryas octopetala. Dryas octopetala is a polar wildflower that loves the cold. So
Peter Piper's pepper picking proved painful. So he ordered the supplies he needed from Amazon Business.
when these botanists and whoever was studying the plant, they saw that it was growing in Europe during the Ice Age, when Europe was 10 degrees colder than now. And then it disappeared for about 1,300, 14, 1,500 years, and then it suddenly came back again. So from that, they concluded, well, you got this cold-loving flower that was there, then it was suddenly gone, and then it reappeared. So you had this interval where it warmed up, and the flower didn't like the warm weather. And then it came back again, so that means the cold weather came back. Now, the younger dry, that was how it was first identified, like 30, 40 years ago, was the study of this polar wildflower. Well, since then, we've learned all kinds of interesting things. One is that the mass extinction of the great megafauna that lived during the Ice Age, there was, over 100 species of megafauna that did not survive the end of the Ice Age, right? I mean, when was the last time you saw a woolly mammoth roaming around the forests of Tennessee?
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, but 12,000, 13,000 years ago, you had several species of elephants living here in Tennessee.
Interesting.
You don't think about elephants, you think Africa, India, but you don't think North America. An elephant is a proboscidean, meaning it has a long snout, a long nose. Up until the end of the last Ice Age, there were 4 species of proboscideans living in North America. Think about that. They're all gone now. What happened to them? Well, there's different theories. One theory, which I think considered to be ridiculous, is that they were hunted to extinction by nomadic tribes of hunters. But given that the estimates for the human population at the end of the last Ice Age, and we're talking 12 to 15,000 years ago roughly, those estimates of total global human population range between 5 and 10 million. Estimates for total number of mammoths, 12 million.
Wow.
12 million mammoths. That's just an estimate, but it's probably in the ballpark. Now, let's say you got 10 million people. How many of those people, now that's women, children, elderly, how many of those are going to actually be hunters? And hunters that are capable of taking down a mammoth.
25% or less.
What?
25% or less.
That's probably about right, yeah. So what does that leave? A couple of million people were able to exterminate every mammoth on Earth in less than 1,000 years?
No way.
No. And then when we look at the circumstances under which we find those mammoths and other extinct animals, that's not, we find them frozen in permafrost. There was a Rogan podcast where he had John Reeves, who's a gold prospector, and he owns a large tract of land in an undisclosed location in Alaska. On his land, there's a valley that's filled with permafrost. When you dig into that permafrost, half of it is the remains of extinct megafauna. Bones, twisted ligaments, pieces of muscle that have been, skin that have been frozen. It looks like they took a whole ecosystem, dumped it in a gigantic blender, blended it all up, and then dumped this shit in the river valleys of this area in Alaska. Now, those kinds of things have been documented for over 200 years. Explorers up there seeing that kind of stuff. Coming out of the Yukon, coming out of Alaska, coming out of Siberia, for years and years and years, they were exporting mammoth tusks, ivory, right? To this day, a lot of old pianos built in the 1800s and stuff have mammoth ivory that are the keys. Thousands and thousands of those tusks were dug out of the permafrost. They didn't end up there from human hunters. they were destroyed in some type of catastrophe. The most likely trigger for catastrophe, I think, is from out there. And in some of the bone beds up in those areas, they've now discovered iridium, platinum spikes, which are delivered to Earth via cosmic impact. That's how they discovered that, originally came up with the theory that the dinosaurs had been killed in this great impact, was because they discovered a layer that's right there at that KT boundary layer, 66 million years old, below which you had dinosaurs and above which there were no dinosaurs. In the late 1970s, they took a closer look at that layer, and they discovered it was more than 100 times richer in iridium than below or above that layer. They said, where the hell did all this iridium come from? Well, they knew that iridium is delivered to Earth via cosmic impact. So this was a group that was looking at a KT boundary layer in Italy. And they contacted their colleagues, first in Denmark, then in New Zealand, because they were trying to determine, well, how widespread was this? It looks like there was a dusting of iridium. Well, they contacted their colleagues in other places around the world, and they said, go back, take a closer look at that KT boundary layer and see if there's an iridium spike. And in every case, there was an enormous enhancement of iridium, which led them to then believe that the entire planet got dusted with iridium. So how do you do that? Well, again, you blow up an asteroid and you distribute its debris into pulverize it so that its debris is microscopic, and you inject that into the atmosphere, and the atmosphere carries it around the planet. From the concentration of iridium, they were able to calculate based upon, we know that two things. When we pick up meteorites in the field, they can measure the amount of iridium or other platinum, ruthenium, zirconium, other platinum group metals. They can actually measure directly in the meteorites. Then you can look at the spectral emissions of asteroids, and those substances will have very distinct spectral signatures. And so they were able to estimate, okay, we've got X amount of iridium. Given the percentages of iridium that we know is in an asteroid, how big of an asteroid would it have to be? And they came up with they did the math on it. It's going to have to be about 6 miles in diameter. Then they said, okay, if you've got a 6-mile diameter asteroid with a closing velocity of 20 miles per second, what size crater is that going to create? 150 miles roughly in diameter. So they speculated, said, somewhere there must be a 150-mile crater if we're right. All the skeptics were saying, well, until you can show us the crater, we're not buying into this. That they're, because that's too drastically different than our old models of gradual extinction, right? Well, at the same time,
Incoming dishes! Dawn Power Wash flies through 99% of grease in half the time. The better grease getter.
Spreadsheets killed my sales. Wait, just try Pipedrive.
Discover Pipedrive Sales CRM.
Petroleum Mexico is drilling, in the northern Yucatan Peninsula. And they had drilled down about through a half a kilometer of limestone sediment. And at the bottom of that drill core, they hit something hard. They brought up samples of it. It was this green, vitrified, really dense glass-like material. Their first assumption was volcanic. Well, word of this eventually got to some American scientists that were trying to figure out what happened to KT boundary. They went down there, they got more samples, and they could see that there was a giant circular structure buried under a half a mile of limestone. And this green vitrified stuff was the rock that had melted in the superheated temperatures that were created by this impact. They've gone on. I mean, they, for example, have found the remnants of gigantic tsunamis in Louisiana and Texas that were washed north. So it was a long process, but this occurred in like the early 90s. So in 1980, 3 teams separately proposed that the extinction of the dinosaurs at the KT boundary was triggered by an impact. The team of Walter and Louis Alvarez, who studied the outcrop in Italy, theirs seemed to be the most accurate in terms of what we now know happened. But it took a decade for them to be vindicated, and it was with the discovery of that huge crater and the dating of that crater that, again, right there, 66 million years ago. Right? Now, of course, that was long before humans. Now, fast forward to the Younger Dryas, the lower Younger Dryas boundary, which is dated just a little bit younger than 12,900 years. Iridium has been found, platinum has been found at that. Nanodiamonds have been found, which are microscopic diamonds. And the only other place that diamonds just like that have been found, the KT boundary from 66 million years ago. Wow. So it's almost certain that there, but we still have large factions of the scientific community that doesn't want to go there, doesn't want to admit that there could have been a global catastrophe 12 or 13,000 years ago. And, you know, part of the political narrative now is that humans are causing the sixth great mass extinction, and Exhibit A is the fact, oh, look what humans did to the woolly mammoths. They exterminated them all. So there proves that humans can cause mass extinctions. They don't want that to be taken away from them, so they're refusing. That's part of it. But there's a whole group of them that just, as the evidence continues to accumulate, they just do not want to go there. At some point, you should get George Howard. George Howard. He has a website called the Cosmic Tusk, and he's been in the forefront of this research probably since the 80s. All right. He's also was one of the co-authors of a paper that came out in 2007 that proposed that the mass extinction was caused by some type of an impact. That was 2007. And that ignited a firestorm of controversy. It's gone back and forth and back and forth. But at this point, I think 8 to 10 teams around the world have independently verified that there is the fingerprints of a cosmic impact event that occurred around 12,800 to 12,900 years ago that seems to be right there along with the mass extinction. Now, back to the question, which is, where would people have survived? And were such a thing to happen again, where could people survive? Well, there are places around the world, like, for example, if you look in Africa today, where's the greatest concentration of megafaunal species in the world today? Africa, right? If we look at a census, continent by continent, what we see is that North America lost 3/4 of its megafaunal species at the end of the Ice Age. South America lost about the same percentage. Eurasia lost about 35%. Africa only lost 10%. That's why Africa today has the greatest number of megafauna. When you start thinking about, and let me define megafauna. A megafauna is defined as any animal that weighs over 44 kilograms in body weight, which is right about 100 pounds.
Okay.
So if you take the census of animals living on Earth today, there's about, and depending on how you divide them up, do you separate timber wolves from gray wolves? You know, do you separate African elephants from Indian elephants? Probably you do, but there's some variability in there. But let's say there's roughly 100 to 120 species of megafauna around the planet. It's about equal to the number of megafaunal species that went extinct around the world. So to put that in perspective, what that means is that you would have to, the number of species that got wiped out at the end of the last ice age, and there's an argument about, was the span a decade, 100 years, several thousand years? That's still being worked out, although it looks like it's honing in right at this boundary, which is dated at 12,900 years ago. Okay, so if you were going to duplicate a species extinction level event to the one that happened at the end of the last ice age, you'd have to pretty much eliminate every animal over 100 pounds body weight on Earth.
No good.
That's how severe the mass extinction is.
Wow.
Need a new mattress but confused by all the choices? At Mattress Firm, we make it easy. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with the perfect mattress. And right now, you can get a king bed for a queen price. Mattress Firm, we make sleep easy.
Welcome to the running match of our 30 days. You win $1 billion.
And that was, I mean, that's not even considered one of the great ones in Earth history. A great one in Earth history, you're talking about 70 to 90% of all species, terrestrial, marine, etc. Permian Triassic may be as much as 95% of all species on Earth went extinct, just like that. And they're still trying to figure out why, you know. But so now, here's the interesting question. We can see from the, number one, species loss is going to be directly related to habitat loss. The greater the loss of habitat, the greater it will affect species that are adapted to living in that habitat. So you can conclude from that if 3/4 of the species of North and South America went extinct, that was where the greatest habitat loss occurred. So it was the last global catastrophe was kind of focused on the Western Hemisphere. Eurasia was second, Africa was third. So what that tells you is the safest place to have been on Earth during these events would have been Africa. And I suspect that it all pretty much is around Kenya, Tanzania, that's what I'm trying to say, thank you. Around the Great Rift area.
Okay.
That's where it seems like was kind of a place of global refuge. You had the greatest survival of species, and once the dust settled in the aftermath of these events, they were able to repopulate.
So nobody really sought refuge. It was just luck of the draw where you were on them.
Well, now you get down to a really interesting question. I think that the plausible scenario might be that you had survivors of two types. Those who survived by the luck of the draw, and those who survived because they knew it was going to happen, they planned for it, they prepared for it. And
you think they knew it was going to happen?
I think we could make a strong argument that somebody did know.
How so? How would they know?
Well, see, this is where we now get into why ancient peoples all over the world were such obsessive sky watchers. And how did astronomers were able to predict this impact on Jupiter a year in advance? Now, I think that we could make the argument that there was, whatever you want to call it, a priesthood or whatever, whose job it was to monitor the skies for generation after generation. And typically, one of the things that would happen is that impacts, right now, we could think of Earth, we could think of Jupiter. And there are streams of stuff traveling between the two, almost like cosmic ping pong or something, right? Now, every year on June 30th and two times, right around late October, early November, late June, early July, Earth crosses this stream of cosmic debris that's called the torrid meteor shower. The peak of that, now, it takes, to fully cross the stream, it takes a couple of weeks, right? But the Tunguska object, okay, now, if this is where, if I come back, we can look at some really cool graphics.
Pull them up.
Well,
if you'd like.
I don't know if I've got that open, but when we do the break, I'll pull some stuff up, okay? Picture this. You've got this stream of debris coming in from Jupiter, coming around the sun, and going back out to Jupiter. The whole stream takes between 3 and 4 years to make an orbit around, like this, right? Now, here comes the Earth. It crosses the stream twice, right? Once in late October, early November. When it crosses, at that time of year, it's crossing in such a way that if you were to look up the stream, you'd be looking out into space. In fact, you'd be looking towards the constellation of Taurus. That's where it gets its name, the Taurid meteor shower, after the constellation of the Bull. Now that stream comes around the sun. Now Earth is crossing there in late June, early July, and you're looking up the stream. As these things are approaching, you're looking almost directly towards the sun. So you don't see them. That's what happened on June 30th, 1908, is that thing came from around the sun. And the people that did see it in the last few seconds, they described things like it looked like it was being born out of the sun, or the sun spit it out, and they see this thing suddenly in the sky, and then it gets brighter than the sun, and then the damn thing explodes. And you had people 40 miles away from the epicenter of the explosion who were literally like blown off their feet and thrown 20, 30 feet in the air.
Found your old wedding veil? Your baby's first onesie? Yep, we can frame that. Bring your keepsakes to Michael's and our
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that was how the pressure wave that went out from that, right? So, what I'm leaning towards is the idea that you had people who were watching the skies and predicting this. And one of the reasons, now, again, showing graphics to explain this would be much easier. But when you look at and make these predictions of, like when they made that prediction back in '93, that this thing was going to hit Jupiter, they used a set of information called cometary elements, or the orbital elements, right? And what they need to know is the shape of the orbit, its tilt relative to Earth's orbital plane, and several other things, right? Well, the things that modern astronomers used to count, the tools they used, the conceptual tools they used to make that prediction, are all the things that you can identify by using the ancient standing stone circles and observatories. I think all these things all over the planet were observatories by which they were able to calculate cosmic motion to a high degree of precision. And if you saw an object circling, in that orbit, and just like with the Shoemaker-Levy 9, that thing had been circling Earth and Jupiter, but nobody had seen it, right? It had been doing it probably dozens of times, and nobody had seen it. But what happened is that every time it went out to Jupiter, Jupiter's gravity was sucking it in a little closer, a little closer, a little closer. Until finally it got so close it passed within that Roche limit, ripped it apart, and then on the next circuit around, boom.
Gotcha.
Direct hit.
Gotcha.
Now, maybe there were ancient people with enough sophistication to see things in the sky, multiple orbital periods before impact.
Very interesting.
Uh-huh.
On that note, let's take a break. What if in 2024 you got a little bit better every day? When you're learning a new language with Babbel, that's exactly what you're doing. And if Babbel can help you start speaking... All right, Randall, we're back from the break. Something I forgot to do. Everybody on the show gets a gift.
Even me?
Even you.
Oh.
Even you.
Gosh.
There you go.
Well, check this out.
Yeah, those are...
Oh, gummy bears. Okay.
Vigilance Elite Gummy Bears, made here in the U.S., legal in all 50 states. Fortunately,
so are they CBD infused or
just gummy bears, man?
They're what?
Just gummy bears.
Just plain old gummy bears.
Just plain old gummy bears.
So I'm not going to get high if I eat these gummy bears.
No, you won't. We did have somebody email in once that said they were on their 5th bag and they still don't feel anything yet. But
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, not just one bag, but 2 bags
there
of
you
gummy
go.
bears.
You know, a little something for the ride home.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, 1 bag. Yeah. I'm going to fall consume a whole bag on the ride home, but I'll probably share these around with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
what else is in here?
Oh, it's just some stickers and stuff like that.
Well, Sean Ryan show. Okay, well, this, otherwise people they won't believe that I was actually on your show. Look at this. Okay, Vigilance Elite. I like it.
Right on.
Vigilance. Absolutely, man. Love that logo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But, so we had a little side conversation downstairs about a study that was done on children who grow up in and around nature, and kids that grow up just with technology. And
I
so
pulled it up here on my laptop. So I will just I'll just selectively I'm not going to read the whole thing. This is the title of this article is Scientists Discover a Major Lasting Benefit of Growing Up Outside the City. So I'll just read a few highlights here. Using data from 3,585 people collected across 4 cities, scientists from the Barcelona Institute for Global Health report a strong relationship between growing up away from the natural world and mental health in adulthood. Overall, they found a strong correlation between low exposure to nature during childhood and higher levels of nervousness and feelings of depression in adulthood. Co-author Mark Nieuwenhuizen, don't know how to pronounce his last name, PhD, director of IS Global, this is Institute for Global's Urban Planning, Environment, and Health Initiative, tells Inverse, the journal that was doing this interview, that the relationship between nature and mental health remains strong, even when adjusted for confounding factors. Quoting him, what we found is that the childhood experience of green space can actually predict mental health later in life.
Wow.
The people that reported more exposure to nature actually have better mental health than those that don't, even after we adjust for exposure at the time of interview when they are adults.
Fill their world with Frisco by Chewy. For perfectly priced, never-ending joy.
Let's see. For one thing, many studies have noted nature's ability to reduce rumination, a risk factor for mental illness. Spending time in nature, this is one of the other researchers, Zalema says, has been linked with increased self-esteem, this is in nature, increased self-esteem, quality of life, and physical activity, as well as lower body mass index. In this sense, nature itself is beneficial. These findings fold into the biophilia hypothesis, the idea that humans intrinsically seek out connections with nature including exposure to green spaces. An offshoot of this idea is that nature promotes certain developmental changes in the brain, particularly in children, that may not happen when we are removed from it. Nieuwenhuizen presented some evidence for this in a 2018 study showing that exposure to green space correlated with structural changes in the brain and greater working memory in 258 school children. And then quoting him, this is a hypothesis. I think the reason for it is in general, our brains are still wired for when we were still living in the savannas and jungles with a lot of nature around us. It's only in the last few hundred years that we have moved into cities. Our brains are not really adjusted to that. The second way to interpret the results is to consider not the benefits of nature exposure, but the disadvantages of being away from it. Polluted cities in particular seem to extract additional tolls on health and may actually impact cognitive development in children. These negative aspects of being removed from nature highlight the indirect way that growing up in a city could have lasting effects. In other words, the way we're designed our cities is inherently harmful. Finally, let's see. We cannot really say how much exposure exactly there should be.